This is Radio Nepal. I am Dela Prasai with the news, the headlines first. Province 1 Assembly to set announce the province name as Koshi Province. Central Intelligence Bureau to file case against Prithvi Bahadur Shah and his accomplices on charge of organized crimes and forgery. Nepal receives more than 73,000 international tourists in February, and at least 43 people killed, dozens more injured in Greece train collision. Now the news in detail. The Provincial Assembly of Province 1 has fixed the name of the province as Koshi. The name of the province was approved by a majority of the Member of Parliaments in the second meeting of the Assembly held yesterday evening. A proposal to name the province as Koshi was tabled before the Assembly as per subsection 2 of Article 295 of the Constitution. Speaker Baburam Gautam informed that 82 votes were cast in favour of the name Koshi and 4 votes against it when the name of the province was finalised based on the division of the votes. CPN Unified Socialist leader and former Chief Minister Rajendra Kumar Rai and Provincial Assembly member Kamal Prasad Zabegu jointly registered an amendment to the proposal. However, the amendment proposal was rejected by a majority. Following the registration of the proposal, 15 Member of Parliament took part in the discussion on the proposal to name the province as Koshi. UML parliamentarian Ram Bahadur Magar, who registered the proposal, responded to the questions raised by the parliamentarians. After announcing the result of the vote, Speaker Gautam informed that the meeting of the Provincial Assembly has been postponed until further notice. The meeting of the House of Representatives slated for yesterday has been postponed, issuing a notice. Parliament Secretariat has informed that the meeting scheduled to take place at 1 p.m. yesterday has been put off till 19th of March after the election of presidential and the vice presidential. The Sustainable Development and Good Governance Committee of the National Assembly has agreed to carry out a study to assess the implementation status of Sustainable Development Goals in Nepal. Speaking in a meeting of the Parliamentary Committee held in Singh Durbar yesterday, National Assembly Chairman Ganesh Prasad Timalsina stressed that the study should figure out whether the three-tier governments allocated budgets for implementing the Sustainable Development Goals or not. In the meeting, the committee agreed to carry the study after receiving complaints that political commitments were absent regarding implementing the Sustainable Development Goals. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda has stressed the need for linking biodiversity to livelihood of people. During a meeting with a delegation led by International Union for the Conservation of Nature, Director General Bruno Obrel in Balwatau yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal said that the understanding being reached with the IUCN had helped uplift the financial condition of grassroots people. On the occasion, IUCN Director General Obrel applauded Nepal's role in conserving biodiversity and environment. Speaker of the House of Representatives Devraj Khimiri said the journalism should be based on research and investigation, urging the journalists to practice journalism in the best interest of the country and its people. At a program organized by the International Network for Nepali Journalists on its anniversary, Speaker Khimiri conferred different awards including INNJ Investigative Journalism Award to various journalists. The Nepali Congress is leading an orientation program for its parliamentarians, focusing on the election of the president. A meeting of the Nepali Congress Party office bearers at President Sher Bahadur Deuba residence in Dhumbarai yesterday decided to organize an orientation to the Member of Parliaments, asking lawmakers to vote for Nepali Congress leader Ramchandra Paudel in the presidential election. As per the decision, the Nepali Congress will hold a gathering of a federal member of parliament today and provincial assembly members' gatherings on the 3rd of March. As shared by Nepali Congress Joint General Secretary Badri Pandey, a joint session of all the lawmakers in provinces and federal parliaments will be held on the 8th of March. He said the gathering would be addressed by top leaders of the 8-party coalition. The Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police has decided to file a case against Prithvi Bahadur Shah and his aides in connection with organized crimes, including cooperatives, frauds and forgery. Organizing a press conference yesterday, the Bureau informed that investigation on the crimes relating to the Shah and his aides was completed. The people belonging to Shah's group had established more than 24 companies and defrauded people in the pretext of antivirus update and clearance of Amazon bills. They were defrauding people via email, the police said, informing about the investigation. The gang closely monitored the phone and shot remote access to their phones. It further enabled them to send the people fake bank statement in their digital services showing deposit and later withdrawing the real saving from people. The gang had targeted the cancer patients and senior citizens. According to the Superintendent of Police Sanjay Singh Thapa, Prithvi Bahadur Shah had collected 388.6 million rupees from such crimes and invested in purchase of land, house, shares and gold, while the foreigners were asked to deposit money in Shah's various accounts via SWIFT code. 7 persons, including Prithvi Bahadur Shah and Vijay Bikram Shah, have been arrested by the police. 13 others have been absconding. More than 73,000 foreign tourists entered Nepal via air route in the month of February this year. As per the data of the Nepal Tourism Board, 73,255 foreign tourists visited Nepal in February. The number was 55,074 in January. Nepal Tourism Board Director Maniraj Lamichhane said number of foreign tourists visiting Nepal is enthusiastic in recent days. You're listening to Radio Nepal 8am English News Bulletin. Time for a short break now.
भाउजू दर्शन
भाग्यमानी बाबु राम्ररी आइपुग्नु भयो नि
हजुर राम्ररी पुगे उ चाहिँ मेरो कलेजको बेस्ट फ्रेन्ड
नमस्ते भाउजू
नमस्ते आउनु न भित्रै
हुन्छ भाउजू
अनि दादा त अफिस गइसक्नु भयो होला है
उहाँ त बिहानै हो हुन्छ तपाईहरु फ्रेश हुँदै गर्नु न म खाना तयार गर्दै गर्छु है
हस् हस् भाउजू
ओए वाइफाई होला नि पासवर्ड माग्न
हे त पनि एनटीसी को सस्तो डे प्याक छदैछ नि
ए हो र
एनटीसी को डे प्याक लिन *1415# डायल गर्न
नेपाल टेलिकम राष्ट्रको संचार.
Welcome back after the short break. We continue with international updates now. At least 43 people have been killed and dozens have injured after a head-on collision between two trains in Greece. An Al Jazeera report cites the local authorities that the crash took place outside the central city of Larissa late on Tuesday when a passenger train heading from the capital Athens to Thessaloniki collided with a cargo train traveling from the northern city. Following the accident, Greece has declared 3 days of national mourning through a decree of the Prime Minister. After visiting the site, Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis said everything pointed to a tragic human error. The leaders of China and Belarus have expressed their extreme interest in a peaceful resolution in Ukraine. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Belarus leader Alexander Lukashenko issued the statement after talks in Beijing. Lukashenko said his country fully supports a Beijing plan for ending the war in Ukraine. China announced a plan for peace talks last week, calling for the respect of national sovereignty. The visit comes days after China sent its top diplomat Wang Yi to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin. On Wednesday, China and Belarus expressed deep concern about the conflict and extreme interest in the soonest possible establishment of peace in Ukraine. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy in the hilly areas of Gandaki province, Karnali province and Sudur Paschim province, and partly cloudy to mainly fair in the rest of the country. Brief rain or thunder showers are likely to occur at one or two places of hilly region of Gandaki province. Kathmandu's weather report now: maximum temperature of 24.8 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 9.9 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin, but before we wrap up the headlines once again. Province 1 Assembly announced the province name as Koshi Province. Central Intelligence Bureau to file case against Prithvi Bahadur Shah and his accomplices on charges of organized crimes and forgery. Nepal receives more than 73,000 international tourists in February, and at least 43 people killed, dozens more injured in Greece train collision. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe and have a good day.